Personal accountability, personal leadership. These are two buzzwords almost nowadays with a lot of different people. The internet, the way we like to learn and ingest information. It's amazing. It's great. If you're paying attention to these words, these concepts, you're doing something good, right? The question is, are you applying them? And this really goes with any bit of information in any industry, in any sort of accord, any situation. Are you applying what you're learning? When it comes to leadership, this is one of the biggest things I've seen and experienced more than anything um, when it comes to these different concepts, right? You can watch the motivational videos all day long. You can watch the different content ideas all day long. If you don't turn around and apply them, you're going to run into issues. You see, for a while, that's part of what I was going through for a while. I knew I needed to get out of my own way. I knew I needed to get uncomfortable and do more for my life. And I did in certain ways, but there was always another degree by which I knew I could turn up to. But I didn't many times because I was scared. I was afraid of it. Why? Well, because I wanted to be comfortable. I wanted to be in that normal state. Here I was doing new things. I was, for instance, for me, when I was first starting, it was trading. I was getting into trading my money for stocks, securities, and doing these kind of different things. Losing a lot of money, by the way. And that was very uncomfortable because I didn't have much money to begin with. And I had family support, all this kind of stuff. My daughter was first being born. So I was doing all these different things, but I knew there was more I could be doing. I was working my full-time job, I was doing the trading, and I was raising the family and still trying to work out on all these different things. But I knew there was something that I was missing. And when I would fail in the trading, all I could do was take accountability for it. All I could do was say, hey, this is probably my fault that things aren't going the way they should. What can I do differently? So that's when I really turned around that corner and I started taking that accountability. That's when things started to shift for me more so. I started saying, you know what? This has got to be my fault, right? This has got to be my fault that things aren't the way that they should be. What is it? Well, psychology, discipline. Let's work on those things, and that's what I did. I started eating a little bit better. I didn't get all better at once with that by any means. I started working out more. I started taking care of myself more in the way that I knew that I wanted to. But it was a process, obviously. And really, what I want to highlight here is that I was listening to all the motivational videos. I was listening to tons of them. It was actually we had a two-bedroom, two-bed, two-bath apartment. Me, my daughter, and my fiance, and my daughter was just born. The second bedroom was set up for my daughter. We didn't know that she was probably just going to sleep in our bed for the first, the whole time we were there. Really, we didn't realize that. So her room was like that. The master was obviously our bedroom. And so I had to have my office somewhere. Well, in this apartment, you walked in the front door. There was a living room right here, pretty decent sized living room, balcony, and then there was the dining room and kitchen. Kitchen and dining room were kind of small. Kitchen was really small. That dining room was my office. That dining room became my office the day we moved in. My girl wasn't happy about it, but it was like, we got to do what we got to do. Truth be told, again, I could have put it in the nursery room because she never slept in there. But my fiance had it all setting up all types of pretty and all the other stuff. So I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I had it in that dining room, right? That's such a positive memory for me. But it was like I can just remember it now. Every night I'd sit there trading, losing money most of the time. I wouldn't only use real money. I would practice and da-da-da-da. But I would just sit there and trade for hours. And shit would be tough because I'd be losing money. So on the another tab, I'd have the Les Brown playing. I'd have like a Les Brown motivational video playing or like one of those compilations. And I'd just have that shit blaring throughout the house. My girl would be all aggravated and stuff. She gets so tired of hearing those videos. But they helped me immensely to stay on track, to stay motivated, to stay consistent. I'd sit there and write out things. I'd write, I am successful over and over and over and over again. And so I was sitting there programming myself. I was sitting there programming my subconscious mind. Now, did it all happen at once? Hell no. Like, it didn't feel like it did anything at that point. It damn sure didn't make the financials any better, at least then. So, but I kept moving though. I kept doing it. I kept going. We eventually had to end up moving out of that apartment back into my parents' house because we couldn't afford it. We weren't able to save anything, and I damn sure wasn't able to save anything with this trading habit that I had or skill that I was trying to build. So we moved back in. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this until I can quit my job with it. Then I'll go into life insurance because I had got my life insurance license throughout this time. So, anyways, to reel it back in here, through this process of me failing, putting money into something, trying to do better for myself, for my family, and failing, I realized it was me. Thankfully, I had removed most, if not all, of my inner victim at that point. Or that was probably the progressive removal of that victim. I progressed on that path and was like, you know what, let's get rid of that shit, and let's make sure that I'm doing as much as I can. And through that process, I became more and more accountable. I held myself to a higher and higher standard. I began to lead myself in a greater direction. But I could have just took a step back and kept watching the motivational videos, but maybe given up on trading and just gone and worked my normal job. And I could have done that. That would have been easiest to do. Hell, I wanted to a bunch of times. But I kept my vision strong. I kept my leadership. I kept myself accountable. I said, nah, there ain't no going back. Ain't no way. So, if there's anything you can take from this today, is that leadership is that application. That leadership is that really wrapping your mind around the right information and then doing it. That's the most important part, doing it. And in a lot of cases, you got to do it before you really know. Right? You got to fail before you're going to be good in most cases. So, if you learned something from this, let me know in the comments below. Apply this shit today, dude. Apply something you learned today. Go and move with new intention, with new action, and live gracefully, man. Do your thing. Love your life. Know that any failure is only going to bring you closer to your success, because you have to fail forward, like John Maxwell says. I love you guys. Have an amazing day.